हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू आवर पॉडकास्ट चैनल। आज हमारे साथ है अर्पिता एंड सत्यदीप एंड आज सुनते हैं उनकी कहानी उनकी जुबानी। सो इट्स अ फर्स्ट कपल पॉडकास्ट, तो बड़ा मजा आने वाला है। So hello people.
Hi.
I'm real good. आप लोग कैसे हो?
All good.
Real good. So it's gonna be a couple podcast जहाँ पे हम आप दोनों की केमिस्ट्री के बारे में समझेंगे। Okay. So
Alright.
firstly we're gonna be starting with an individuals कि यार कैसे आप लोग आज की डेट पे एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज यार लव केमिस्ट्री आजकल जल्दी अच्छे से मिलती नहीं है ना, तो बड़ा मजा आता है जब आप उसके बारे में सुनते हो। ओके, सो अर्पिता, आई वुड लाइक टू नो कि इट्स लाइक यू हैव चेंज्ड अ लॉट ऑफ स्कूल्स, सो लाइक बहुत डिफिकल्ट रहा होगा आपका बचपन उस चीज़ों के लिए।
No, absolutely not.
ओके,
जितना ऐसे सुन के लगता है कि इतने सारे schools change किए, is that a defaulter student? So absolutely not. That was not the case. And the only reason was that I started in ICSE board.
Okay.
But eventually after I think 4th standard, my parents thought that I should move down to CBSE. They might have seen something. And hence that shift was happened. I moved to Holy Cross Kappa, then I moved to DPS because that was a new banner in CBSE board that time. And then after that, when I was about to enter my higher secondary section, that time everybody thought, because my sister is a doctor, so everybody thought that अच्छा ये भी IIT करेगी, but that was absolutely not the case. So I was shifted to Maharshi Vidya Mandir जहाँ पे attendance का इतना problem नहीं होता है.
करेक्ट।
So yeah, that was the scenario.
ओके, एंड हाउ अबाउट लाइक स्कूलिंग के बाद आपने इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग, बिकॉज पूरी फैमिली बैकग्राउंड इज वेरी डिफरेंट एंड आप इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग में, सो वाज ही द रीजन?
No. School में I did not meet him.
Okay.
I met him after my undergrad.
ओके,
And quite later in life, in my mid-20s, I met my partner. So interior design, the main reason why it was interior design, I would say, because I was dead strong that I will not go for engineering whatsoever.
ओके, नो साइंस बैकग्राउंड,
No engineering, no
Doctory,
medical,
nothing.
absolutely
Okay.
not. That was not my vibe. इतना बस मुझे पता था
ठीक है।
कि ये नहीं करना है, क्या करना है
वो नहीं
then,
पता?
because nobody in my family since I don't know how many years, nobody knew कि अच्छा इसके अलावा क्या होता है, and that was a phase in the 90s.
उस समय पे चार
कि
कैटेगरी
हाँ
एग्जिस्ट
वही
किया
होता
करती
था,
थी।
इधर CA, engineering, doctor, और मुझे नहीं पता
लॉयर।
lawyer, yes. So that time I said कि नहीं, these categories are not my thing. So what next? So that was a very big challenge for my parents to understand कि अच्छा अगर ये नहीं तो क्या, because I had only told ये नहीं है. So we started looking for options, and one was mass media journalism, which I was again intrigued into.
Okay.
But for whatsoever reasons, my parents were not very much into that. And one was design.
ओके,
And specifically interior design came into our
एंड व्हाई नॉट फैशन डिजाइनिंग?
fashion design was also there, but honestly I'll tell you, I'll be very honest here, that my father, he didn't want me to enter fashion world whatsoever.
Okay.
There was a time in my college 3rd year that I was given modeling shoots and offers, but I had a very hard time with him कि please I want to go यार, एक बार try करने में क्या जाता है ना, this is the time, it's now or never.
Explore.
Of
It's
course,
time to
yes.
explore. हाँ.
I'm just 19, 20, let me do that. And he was like, you're just 19, 20, you can't do that. So that happened, and so yeah, fashion was out of the picture.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was happy reading about interior design before I finalized that I want to pursue my career into that.
Okay. Okay. And how about like right now you are a mother? I'm so sorry, but you are a mother of 2 kids. So
Yes.
how are you able to manage your personal life with your career as well?
Every day is a challenge.
Okay.
Every day brings something new. It can be against my favor. It can be towards my favor. But it happens.
हो
It
जाता
is
है।
managing. Yes, I am managing. It is just happening.
Okay.
I never put my brains into it कि कैसे हो रहा है, because there are so many times when people ask me, अर्पिता कैसे करती हो तुम manage? We also have 2 kids and we are not able to start working and all those things. But अब मुझे इतना पता है कि मैंने दिमाग लगाया कि ये कैसे हो रहा है, तो ये शायद होना बंद हो जाएगा. So let us just not put brains into it and
Okay. Okay.
हर दिन
Okay. let's go with
just
the
do it.
flow.
Yes.
Let's go with the flow.
Yes.
Okay. So coming to you, Satyadeep. So it's like you have done your studying architecture in London.
Yes.
So like coming back from London, was it a difficult task?
No, actually, I was very certain that I want to practice in Raipur.
Okay.
Actually, I have done, postgrad in housing and urbanism, which in a place like London, there's not a lot of scope there anymore because it's a saturated place. And although London was my dream city, but I think after a while it is slightly lonely out there.
Okay.
On the other hand, there's so much of opportunity in India. As an architect, I wanted to practice architecture, and to be, a good architect, you need space.
Correct.
And I think even in complete India, Raipur is now coming up very fast.
It's evolving.
Yeah, it is evolving very fast, and there's a lot of opportunity here. I actually gave my master's thesis on Naya Raipur.
Oh.
And when I got to know about the scale of Naya Raipur, which I will just inform that Naya Raipur only is of the scale of Paris. So that is
Are
the
you
amount
kidding
of...
me? Are you kidding me?
It's almost 8,000 hectares of
Okay.
empty space which is not developed right now.
Okay.
So you can imagine the amount of opportunity we have here.
Very nice.
And while I was doing my thesis, I made my mind that I will come back to Raipur and practice.
Because इतनी बड़ी opportunity सामने है.
Yeah, I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Everything is not aligned according to your talent, and you never, maybe you are a very good architect but you belong to Bombay.
Correct.
Where you're just doing residential work, because you are very big spaces are very hard to find. Or you are practicing from a very small place where you're abundant land but there's no opportunity or no education about how to manage these spaces, right? Raipur, on the other hand, has space, wealth, knowledge, and accessibility.
Okay. Nice.
So pretty centrally located.
Okay.
And I think that is something that encouraged me. My mom never wanted me to come back.
Oh.
She was like, "Beta, London gaya hai, stay there." And I was like, "No, mom, I want to come back." She's like, "Don't come back. You are going to, going to struggle a lot with these, very, like the education and the exposure that you have. I think you should stay
यहाँ के
outside."
लोगों को नहीं समझ आएगा वो.
नहीं, ये बोलने की बात है, but मुझे लगता है कि बाहर के लोगों से ज्यादा समझ में रायपुर में आता है.
Okay.
And-
They value you.
हाँ, and my ambition of studying abroad always had been कि मैं जो पढ़ूंगा वो implement इंडिया में ही करूंगा. That was always there. So I was मैं उस समय उस तरीके से मैं headstrong हूँ कि I want to contribute back to India.
Okay.
Whether it is Raipur, whatever it is, I think this place has given me everything, and I think
It's time to give back to
Yeah,
the society.
absolutely, as much as I can. Yes.
Nice. So coming to you, Satyadeep, it's like you have studied your architecture from London. So like London में पढ़ के रायपुर वापस आना. So what is like difficult?
No, actually, you know what? I always had this in my mind कि I want to come back to India. Even when I went for my education there, I had this thing imbibed in me कि I want to come back in India and practice. See, as an architect, you need spaces to develop things, right? And going to a place like London or Bombay or any other bigger city where things are mostly saturated, you will see architects of those cities also practicing places which are much more smaller.
Oh, समझ गया.
है ना?
समझ गया.
भाई जगह तो होनी चाहिए बनाने के
It
लिए.
makes sense. It makes
क्रिएटिविटी
sense.
के लिए जगह तो होनी चाहिए. जगह ही नहीं
Competition भी
रहेगी तो
कम
कैसे
है.
होगा? Yes.
Competition भी कम रहेगा थोड़ा.
Yes.
And आपकी creativity दिखेगी.
Yes. नहीं, मतलब what I mean to say is कि spatial planning के लिए space होना जरूरी है.
Correct.
And this is something that we are blessed, to be honest, to be in a place like Raipur, which is not very remote, very accessible from all parts of India, and there's a lot of acceptance of what is new. ऐसा नहीं यहाँ के लोग मानते नहीं. They are very educated that way. There's no core regional presence.
Okay.
मतलब देखा जाए तो ऐसे कोई जैसे महाराष्ट्र में मराठीज है, पंजाब में पंजाबीज है, छत्तीसगढ़ इज वेरी
Mix of all. Chhattisgarhis है.
छत्तीसगढ़ीज है. I'm
But-
not denying that.
हाँ.
But they're not overpowering. They
Correct.
allow everyone else to function along with them.
Correct.
And इससे क्या होता है पता है कि क्योंकि हमें demographic इतनी open है, people from all across India are very easily, they can easily manage themselves in this space without much, resistance.
ठीक है.
And that allows us to do much more that way. So I think Raipur is a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
Yes.
But you have studied, like, you are the first one from Raipur who has attended AA School of Architecture.
Yes.
So
yes.
like उस चीज में कितना आपको हेल्प किया अपने करियर में ग्रो करने के लिए?
So see, AA School of Architecture is one of the oldest colleges, which is a single body, not a university. It's a single body college, and it is one of the oldest in the world. And it is a very reputed college as well. So when I was studying architecture, there were certain role models. आपके role models होते हैं कि you want to be like them, you want to create like them and stuff like that. So in my undergrad, when I was in Manipal, there were so many role models that we wanted to aspire to become. And बहुत far-fetched था कि कभी AA school जाने मिलेगा. There was a very far-fetched thought.
Okay.
And I remember कि one of my favorite architects of all time, Zaha Hadid,
Okay.
was a faculty
Oh.
and a pass out of the same institute. And that was the only driving factor कि यार कभी life में अगर पढ़ने मिले तो I would go there.
Okay.
And you would not believe, Prakhar, I just applied to one university. I did not apply anywhere else.
Okay.
My parents were like, yeah, सब 2-3 जगह बैकअप में अप्लाई
Backup
कर
रखना
दो.
जरूरी है.
Why? I said जाऊँगा तो वही जाऊँगा वरना नहीं जाऊँगा. I'd rather practice like whatever. So somehow when I went, it was basically on your own. There is no help that you can get to apply in that college. It is mostly about your work and your statement of purpose and other small things. Yes, obviously, but it's mostly about your caliber.
वहाँ पे जैक नहीं चलता.
वहाँ पे जैक नहीं चलता. वहाँ पे यार 30 लोग एडमिशन होते हैं. 30 लोग 3,500 एप्लीकेशंस आते हैं, 4,000 एप्लीकेशंस आते हैं. इट इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एक्सपेंसिव यूनिवर्सिटी, आई मीन कॉलेजेस टू स्टडी एज वेल.
Okay.
सो बहुत लोग का ऑल अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड,
Okay.
ऑल अक्रॉस द
Obviously,
वर्ल्ड, राइट. सो जैक तो अपन इंडिया में ही लगा पाते हैं, बाहर कहाँ लगता है जैक. So I think that way to get into AA was a big achievement.
Okay.
And coming from a small place like Raipur, I was the first person from Raipur to study at the AA. And I'm telling you, ever since then, 2014, I started studying there.
Correct.
Till 2024, there has been a student from Raipur who's studying at the AA every year.
Oh wow.
So that is...
Oh, you have opened the door.
Yes, I mean, what I mean to say is, when people talk about India, they mostly think about, at least people from London and other places. They think, yeah, Bombay, Delhi, Pune.
Correct.
Yeah, right. Like they used to call
The major
Pune.
cities.
The major cities.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, one person comes from this small city, Raipur.
Raipur.
ठीक है.
जिसका geographic कोई existence ही नहीं है.
कोई existence नहीं है. They don't even know what this place is,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And now you have a student studying there. I mean, I'm telling you, now they know that there's a place called Raipur.
Raipur.
And I think that is a big achievement on its own.
Definitely. Okay, so how about like your mother is a renowned interior designer.
Yes.
Like so it's like वो आपको influence किया in terms of like कि आपको help किया आगे बढ़ने में, या it was a very difficult, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं यार एक बहुत बड़ा it's like आ जाता है ना कि responsibility आ जाता है कि यार it's very tough to meet out her achievements.
Like it just before this I told ki one of my major role models was Zaha Hadid.
Okay.
But I think the biggest role model I've ever had in my life is my mother.
Oh wow.
And I've seen her, I've seen her work really hard across her life, consistently. And she is very persistent on things that she wants. मतलब अगर उन्होंने कुछ imagine किया है, no matter how hard the world is against it, she will go for it. She will try her level best to make sure. And that is something that I have learned from her. See, one of the biggest reasons why I came back to Raipur is I'm the only son, and I know for a fact that the legacy that my mom has in this city, if I don't carry it forward, then it will fade out.
Obviously.
This city had no scope of interiors. There was no understanding of what interiors was when my mom started it. This I'm talking about 1988. Where you
before we were born, right?
yeah, almost 36 years.
Yeah.
36 years ago, Raipur was just a small part of Madhya Pradesh,
Correct.
right? It was not even Chhattisgarh. So,
Yeah.
small part of Madhya Pradesh where only steel and cement were found, and we had carpenters and contractors who were doing the entire thing. I think architects also had a tough time. I think civil engineers were doing everything,
Everything, yeah.
and a handful of people who were working at that point of time, being a woman, being in a place so remote where there was no landline, no connectivity, and no opportunities either. She established herself as an interior designer,
Nice.
which is a it's a
It's a big achievement.
it is one of the biggest inspirations that you can get. And today we have almost everything. What's stopping us from being so good? Like, so I think I've seen her grow through these phases and evolve constantly. Being relevant after 36 years of practice still is a big achievement on its own.
Yeah.
So I think as starters, yes, I have but I've taken up a huge pressure on myself because being under her
Guidance.
her guidance is there, but I am compared at every point.
Yeah, obviously.
Most of the people think okay, I've had it easy.
Born with a silver
No,
spoon.
it's not that way. So basically, you know what? I have had opportunities because of her. But I am the first generation architect in the house. My mom is
Yeah.
not an architect.
Correct.
So I've had opportunities that I've been given an opportunity कि यार ठीक है आपका बेटा है तो try कर लेते हैं. Opportunity capitalize मैंने खुद किया.
अच्छा.
I have made whatever name of I have made is through my own capabilities. They always had this thing कि भाई falter होगा तो शिल्पी मैम है पीछे. But falter ना हो वहाँ तक मेहनत मैंने की. So that is what I normally, a lot of people do not understand this. They think, "Arey nahi, you've had a platter,"
Correct.
and it's not that way. Neither did I ever take the help in my academics. Neither did I take any help in my postgrad. And even in my practice right now, I do not indulge very severely in terms of, depending on them. What is their scope is their scope. What is my scope is my scope, and I try to deal with it accordingly.
Okay.
I will add on to this. When I was about to start my professional life,
Okay.
and after both the kids and everything, there was a time when I was also, I was young, I was worried what will happen, and especially coming from a banner professionally, I was worried. So Satyadeep told me one thing very clearly. Remember this throughout your career life, that if you do it right, people will say कि क्योंकि तुम इस बैनर से आए हो तो ऑफ कोर्स
कर
तुम
लेंगे।
सही करोगे.
Correct.
अगर तुम गलत किए, अरे इस बैनर से आए हो फिर गलत किए, तो दिस
लोगों का
इज
काम है
गोइंग टू
बोलना।
बी इन आवर लाइफ फॉर एवर.
Yes.
सो इस चीज को बिल्कुल अपने मन में नहीं लगाना एंड गो फॉर योर वर्क एंड जस्ट डू इट. तो that was a time when I thought कि okay, yeah, it is okay.
जब हमारे
It is
पास
just a
ऑप्शन ही नहीं
change
है
of
फेलियर
tone.
का,
Correct.
जब हमारे पास ऑप्शन ही नहीं है फेलियर का, तो फिर तो पूरा मेहनत करना ही पड़ेगा
करना
हर
ही
चीज
पड़ेगा,
में.
obviously.
Because we, being a second generation designer of any sort, कोई भी business हो,
Yeah.
अगर आपके पास ऑप्शन ही नहीं होता फेल होने का, only first timers are allowed to fail.
Fail. Correct. क्योंकि
is
यहाँ
what
पे
it is.
टैग भी है ना, क्रेडिबिलिटी बहुत हाई है.
आप किसी फील्ड में
उसको भी
लीजिए,
रखते हुए रखना पड़ेगा.
आप हमारी बात करते हैं, we people, God of cricket, सचिन तेंदुलकर,
Yeah.
भाई it does not matter उनके बेटे को क्या, अर्जुन को क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है, but वो प्रेशर है
Pressure.
बेचारा.
Everybody judges in every
Yes,
single
yes.
moment of his life.
If you do it right, तो of course. If you do it wrong, तो
Okay.
both ways, पेरेंट भी पूरा उनको भी बहुत प्रेशर
उनको भी बहुत
रहता है.
pressure.
So
कर
it's
लेगा
not
क्या?
just, it's not
नहीं कर
that
पाएगा
both
क्या?
ways.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
yeah.
So coming to you guys, like
Yeah.
how did you met? आप दोनों कहाँ मिले and कैसे मिले?
So we had a very interesting story.
Okay.
This is fresh out of London. London से directly I came to Bombay.
Okay.
And I thought कि लंदन का जो लाइफ है उसको मैच करने के लिए कोई सिटी इंडिया में है तो
Bombay.
बॉम्बे. So London se seedha I started applied in Bombay and I got my job and then I shifted there. And I started staying in a 1 BHK because मुझे नहीं पता था कि क्या होने वाला है and all those things. I started staying in 1 BHK in Lower Parel, very close to my work. Now, unfortunately, because it was a new building, it was a fresh new building. लोग बहुत कम थे. मैंने opt कर लिया था अकेले रहने को. And I am talking about a time where there was no Jio, right? So there was no internet, fast
Free
speed,
internet नहीं था.
high speed internet नहीं था. ठीक है? I had come from a place where 100 Mbps का speed होता था तो streaming होता था. I did not have any documents.
KB में users होता था.
Yes, right. Now what happened is कि मुझे लगा था कि मेरे work place से मेरे को बहुत सारे लोग friends मिल जाएंगे because I've been a very friendly guy throughout.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, most of my colleagues were from Thane and other places.
Okay.
तो रात होती थी और लोग निकल जाते थे अपने ट्रेन पकड़ के. They used to go back.
Yes.
And I hate eating alone. Okay. And I can't cook, right? So अब यार मेरे को खाना खाने में ना बहुत I used to feel very depressed कि यार मैं अकेला क्यों खाना खा रहा हूँ. कोई ना कोई तो दोस्त होना चाहिए. तो last resort में I started adding friends on Facebook who were from Raipur but in Bombay.
Okay.
ठीक है, literally.
In short, you were pretty desperate to find people around you.
I wanted to have people over for food. That is how bad it was.
Okay.
Because see, Bombay gets very depressing because I was in the most happening space of Bombay. South Bombay, एकदम center. 2 मिनट में कमला मिल्स, 2 मिनट में तोड़ी मिल्स, 2 मिनट में Phoenix मिल्स. It was very मतलब and I don't like going anywhere alone. So I just wanted company. ठीक है. अब मुझे ये पता था कि यार रायपुर के लोग रहेंगे तो they'll resonate कि भाई ठीक है यार
समझ पाएंगे.
Yeah, it is cool, right? One of those बहुत सारे friends में हमेशा आता था people you may know.
Correct.
एक बार मैंने ऐड कर दिया मतलब देखा जाएगा.
अच्छा. Okay.
ठीक है. And then yes, she was an interior designer, so we had some conversation, but we never met in Bombay.
अच्छा.
And that time, why I also accepted the friend request, कि उस time पे I was also working in Bombay and it was a new phase and there were a lot of पता नहीं क्यों by chance ऐसा एक phase था कि there were a lot of Raipurians who were working in Bombay.
Yeah, that is.
और मेरी बहुत लोगों से बात हो रही थी क्योंकि oh wow you belong to this school and I had changed 4 schools.
Correct. तो कहीं ना कहीं connection निकल ही जाता था.
तो I knew a lot of people. Why.
Yeah.
So and everybody they were working in different. Somebody was a hairstylist, somebody was in fashion, somebody was doing costume design. मैं कहा बड़े अच्छे different genre के लोग मिल रहे हैं. So that's how I also accepted the request.
And I also wanted to make some friends. To survive in a city like Bombay, you need to have company.
Yeah, of course.
और company नहीं मिलेगी तो यार what to do? Like it is very difficult, right?
And he is a person who can make friends in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Okay.
Somehow my luck was not working at that time.
Yes.
But any which way.
मतलब Tinder के ज़माने में हम लोगों ने Facebook में मुलाकात की.
Fair enough, yeah.
Tinder था तो.
I don't know. I also don't know.
I don't know.
I am also not sure about that. But I remember कि हमने कोशिश की थी मिलने की लेकिन हुआ नहीं. And then unfortunately I had to come back because my mom and my grandmom both were sick. I shifted bases very quickly because there was some health issues going on. तो मैंने बोला यार क्या मतलब है कहीं और काम करके अपने घर पे ध्यान नहीं देना. So I came back.
ठीक है.
A couple of months later, I think I got a text from her कि she wanted to go to the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she wanted recommendations of how to apply and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was already back from the UK.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I was talking to a lot of alumni. ठीक है कि कौन जा चुका है to different countries and all those things because that was a time when I was finalizing कि भाई कौन सी country में we have to go. So I was taking updates from everybody. So I thought ये तो रायपुर में है. Why
right.
not meet him and talk to him directly?
Yeah, right.
इतना वाया सबको इतना formally I have to meet everybody and talk to everybody. Might as well.
रायपुर का बंदा है, लंदन
Of
जाके आ
course,
चुका
yeah,
है,
of course.
पता तो
Then
सारा
why
चीज़
not?
है ही.
No, directly. And he's a senior on
Yeah.
that point.
Yes.
Why not talk to him?
Yeah.
So that's how I sent him a very formal message.
Yeah, she did. And then we actually met up for the first time in Raipur only.
Yeah.
And after a brief understanding, I think we met for 5-6 more times.
Yeah.
And then she actually went to the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was no there was no relationship, situationship,
Yeah, no,
no
nothing, yeah.
liking whatsoever. It was a general, very platonic thing. Like
Yeah.
she had already gone.
Acquaintance, just an acquaintance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Acquaintance भी बने हम.
Okay.
हाँ.
In I think almost 8 months or so we met for 6-7
five or
times.
6 times maybe.
Okay.
And
Okay.
मतलब वो भी
majority to-
अचीवमेंट्स के टारगेट्स, अच्छा ये एक्सेप्ट हो गया, मेरा यूनिवर्सिटी का ये अकोमोडेशन हो गया,
yes,
all those
accommodation हो गया.
aspects, right? So
Yeah.
yes, we did all that, and then she went to Nottingham.
Yeah, and the last sentence that he told me before I was going, I think 2-3 दिन बाद I was about to go,
Yeah.
and I met him for the
Final
thank
time.
you, thank
Final
you
time,
वाला,
yeah.
thank you so much. So he told me, Arpita, good, now that you're a Punjabi and you're going to the UK, वहाँ पे तो बड़े सारे पंजाबी हैं, and eventually you'll find a boy and you will settle down there. ऐसे नहीं, इतना तो मैंने भी नहीं सोचा यार.
No, I was very
ऐसे
sure.
कौन सोचता है?
भाई यूके में मेरे को लगता है पंजाबी तो सबसे पहले सेटल होता है.
अच्छा.
ठीक है, तो मैंने लिटरली बोला भी था इसको
हाँ.
कि यार आई थिंक मे बी दिस इज द लास्ट टाइम आई एम सीइंग यू, बिकॉज़ अब तो तुम सेटल हो जाओगे
और
वहाँ पे.
ये सुनने के बाद मैंने कहा ये तो पक्का हम लास्ट टाइम मिल रहे हैं. मेरा फ्यूचर इसने पहले ही सोच लिया.
No,
अच्छा है लड़का ढूंढ के नहीं आए थे वहाँ पे.
हाँ, नहीं वो तो yes, we will tell you.
Okay.
So I think she left, and then we were out of touch for a while,
हाँ,
and then maybe on social media or something like that. There
Instagram
was
only,
some.
yes.
So I am a huge shoe fanatic.
Okay.
तो कुछ शूज़ को लेके हमारी बातचीत चालू हुई, एंड आई थिंक उसके बाद अर्पिता made sure that whenever she went shoe shopping, she should send me a photo.
Shoe shopping.
Yeah, shoe shopping. Yes.
So actually,
The
you
reason?
will have to describe the event also, na? What actually happened. So what happened? I joined this thing. What dance was that? Salsa classes. Okay, in my university. So every Tuesday or every some day of the week, we used to have our sessions. So I posted a video of me dancing in a nice dress with a nice Russian boy, and I was wearing loafers.
Okay.
बहुत instantly मेरा प्लान बना था that I will go, and my roommate said कि अर्पिता जा यार, क्यों नहीं जाएगी, अकेली भी जा रही है तो it hardly matters, go. I said all right, and हड़बड़ी में I wore my loafers, and honestly मुझे नहीं आइडिया था कि यार अभी heels पहनो, इतनी ठंड होती है, heels without socks. I was not up for it, and I didn't realize कि sneakers पहनो या कुछ पहनो. All right, so I went and I posted that video, and Satyadeep Sonar commented on my post कि who wears a loafer
With the
during
dress.
a salsa.
I mean, I
said,
etiquette.
okay.
So London is a place of etiquette. I mean, UK is a place of etiquette, right? Like you can't do certain things, right? So I was being
That
very,
is how it started.
I was
And
being
it is not so
discreet,
easy
yeah.
for anybody to come up to me and tell me things directly. I have always had that personality कि इसके सामने इतना कुछ बोल नहीं सकती, ये जवाब दे देगी.
Correct.
So I कहा एक ये बंदा है यार जो ये बोलते जा रहा है. हम जब मिले थे तभी भी इसने 1-2 चीजें बोली थी. मैं कहा ओके, तो ठीक है. फिर मैंने कहा ओके, नाउ यू वांट शूज, आई विल गिव यू शूज.
Ouch.
तो मैं जहाँ शू शॉपिंग की, मैं कहा सत्यदीप ये अच्छा है, ये अच्छा है, प्लीज टेल मी व्हिच वन यू लाइक.
Yeah, so it kind of, maybe it was kind of, like I enjoyed it. मैं तो genuine
it
opinion
was a
है.
fun thing, yes.
Yeah, because I am very fond of shoes.
मतलब सिंड्रेला वाली कहानी हो गई यहाँ.
Almost. अलग-अलग countries में बैठ के लेके, है ना?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think ये सब बातें हुई, and then इसका बर्थडे आ रहा था 26 नवंबर.
सही डेट बोला इन्होंने.
हाँ
डेट सही बोला ना.
Yeah, of course, yes.
26 नवंबर को बर्थडे आ रहा था, तो सडनली आई गॉट कॉल्स फ्रॉम मल्टीपल प्लेसेस कि अर्पिता का बर्थडे आ रहा है, वी वांट टू गिव यू अ मैसेज टू हर. एंड आई वाज लाइक व्हाट. एक कॉल आया था बॉम्बे से और एक कॉल आया था लंदन से. ठीक है. एंड आई एम थिंकिंग मैं तो सिर्फ शू रिकमेंडेशंस दे रहा हूँ. ठीक है, मेरा मैसेज का क्या फायदा. ठीक है, आई डिड नॉट रियलाइज इट. ठीक है, ओके. एनीवे, that time there was a lot of things going on. I mean, honestly बताओ तो I'll tell you that was that one moment in my life where my grandmother paternal was extremely sick, and my grandmother maternal मतलब नानी और दादी दोनों severe condition में थे. ठीक है, and my family was very disarray. तो मैं अपनी दादी से मिलने गया था माई नानी वॉज अंडरगोइंग ट्रीटमेंट फॉर कैंसर, बट मैं अपनी दादी से मिलने गया था क्योंकि सब ने बोला कि इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट। ओके, जब मैं दादी से मिलने गया तब मेरे को ये फ़ोन आया दोनों जगह से, ये था, ठीक है। तो आई गिव माई मैसेज वट एवर इट इज़ एंड देन आई proceeded forward to staying with my dadi for a couple of days, and then suddenly I got a call कि नानी is also extremely serious, हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हो गई है, ठीक है। तो ये आई थिंक 20 तारीख को मेरे को फ़ोन आया था, 22nd को आई वॉज बैक इन रायपुर, एंड 22nd या 23rd को माई नानी को एडमिटेड इन द हॉस्पिटल, ठीक है। वो 2 दिन शी जो भी थोड़ा बहुत खाया पिया बात किया, 25th से ना उन्होंने बात करना बंद कर दिया था पूरा, ठीक है। वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही बात पे शी यूज्ड टू ओपन हर आइज एंड टॉक वाज इफ पीपल स्पोक अबाउट माय मैरिज, ठीक है। हर लाइफ का एक ही वो था कि बाबू की शादी नहीं देख पाए, आई वाज कॉल्ड बाबू, सो लाइक व्हाटएवर। नाउ ऑन द 25th इवनिंग आई कॉल्ड ऑल माय फ्रेंड्स, क्लासमेट्स, सारे मेरे चाइल्डहुड फ्रेंड्स कि यार नानी अभी है, it's better to meet her when she's alive. The doctors had given up and stuff like that. So I told her कि आ जाओ मिल लेते हैं। 25th evening की बात है, 26th के सब बर्थडे आ रहा है। तो 25th evening को we were all sitting on the emergency exit stairs, and I just told them, you know guys, I think I'm gonna marry someone. Like I think I'm gonna marry this girl named Arpita. Out of nowhere. I don't know if I love her. I don't know if she loves me. I have no idea. ठीक है?
This is fascinating.
Yeah. So and you will not believe, one of my friends, very close friends, Shivani, she said, Satya, you are just very vulnerable right now. You're with your nani, dadi and all those things, and you are nani respond उसमें करी, इसलिए तू ऐसे बात कर रहा है। कौन है अर्पिता and all those things? Like nobody knows anything about this.
There is no sugar.
There is no sugar, right? Like whatever. And I was like, यार आई डोंट नो, मेरे को कोई गट फीलिंग आ रही है। तो लाइक नहीं तो कुछ भी ना, सो आई सेड आई एम गोना टेल नानी दिस सो दैट शी इज़ हैप्पी। शी लाइक डोंट प्रॉमिस एनीथिंग दैट यू कांट कीप अप, सो जस्ट डोंट डू अदर। तो मैंने उससे नहीं बोला। 26 सब बर्थडे हो गया, नहीं बोला मैंने नानी को। 27 को प्रखर, मैंने अपने घर वालों के साथ थे, सब लोग थोड़ा उदास थे, मैंने ना एक काम किया, मैंने बोला सबको बाहर भेज दिया अपने घर वालों को, और सिर्फ अर्पिता की एक फ़ोटो थी मेरे पास, सबको बाहर भेजा। और नानी को, सिर्फ नानी और मैं थे, नानी को मैंने बोला कि नानी, लाइक आई डोंट नॉट नो if I will be able to do this or not, like but this I am going to marry this girl, ठीक है। My nani opened her eyes, saw the picture, closed her eyes, ठीक है। 27th की बात है, 29th को she passed away, ठीक है। Alright, अब again Prakhar, I insist on this part again, that there was no relationship, no liking, no conversations about marriage or whatever amongst us whatsoever. ये मुझे शादी के बाद पता लगा। 3rd December, 29th November को मेरी नानी पास हुई, 3rd December को यहाँ के पेरेंट्स ने मेरी कुंडली मंगवाई थी।
My parents.
अच्छा,
Yes.
okay,
Out of nowhere, I have no idea. ये मुझे शादी के बाद पता लगा है ना।
okay.
I do not know about this,
ठीक है।
ठीक
But
है।
I knew about this.
हाँ, she knew
पहले
about
से ही,
this.
because
When
of
you were
course-
in UK, तभी पता था आपको कि मंगाया गया है।
Because of course I only told my parents, no.
अच्छा।
See, this is the story from his perspective.
अच्छा,
That
अभी
was
बचा
happening
है।
in
Okay,
his
okay,
life, right?
okay.
Yeah, so I am very new to all this. So मुझे नहीं पता है इसका, right? So यार, I did not know कि ये सब हो रहा है. But in the next 15 days or 20 days, मेरी ना अर्पिता से randomly, not planned, randomly I started talking more to her.
Okay.
Not because I promised something to my nani. We randomly grew closer.
होने लग गया।
हाँ, एंड आई थिंक आई थिंक दिसंबर से लेके ऑलमोस्ट अप्रैल तक वी केप्ट टॉकिंग अ लॉट, एंड देन आई टोल्ड यू नो व्हाट, इट्स आई थिंक आई शुड अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट हैज़ टू बी डन, तो आई विल कम एंड सी यू। शी वाज इन नॉटिंघम एंड आई फ्लू फ्रॉम हियर टू नॉटिंघम, क्योंकि यार हमने सिर्फ 1 घंटा 2 घंटा साथ में कॉफ़ी पिया था
पहले जो 6-7
पहले,
मीट हुई
of
थी।
course.
बस
yeah.
उसके बाद तो ये वहाँ पे थी
करेक्ट।
for the last 6-7 months, right? So I wanted to know if you're compatible, you know, we need to spend more time. तो सर 3 घंटा तो रहे साथ में, तो हमें आया कि भाई क्या पसंद है क्या नहीं पसंद है, कुछ और चीज़ें भी होती है लोगों की. तो I flew all the way to the UK and we, you know, spent some good time together. And I think on the 8th day, 10 दिन के लिए गया था मैं UK. 8वें दिन, ठीक है, कहीं अपन लंदन में शॉपिंग कर रहे थे, इसकी मम्मी का वीडियो कॉल आया, तो मैंने बोला हेलो आंटी नमस्ते, ऐसे बोला. आंटी बोलती बेटा आंटी मत बोलो मम्मा बोलो. एंड आई हैड गॉन देयर टू अंडरस्टैंड इफ यू कैन डेट, लाइक हम लोग कंपैटिबल टू डेट है कि नहीं, ठीक है. बट द टाइम वाज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट. एंड देन बॉस आई थिंक हमने लिटरली सिर्फ 10 दिन डेट किया है. मैं यहाँ पे
वो 10 दिन ही मैं बोल पाई, ओ मीट माय बॉयफ्रेंड.
या 20th May को I came. 10th May I had gone there. 20th May को I came back. 25th May को मेरा डिजिटल रोका हो गया था.
When it was not a thing.
Yeah,
क्योंकि COVID में आया था ना.
before COVID happened, right? This is 2018. ठीक है.
Okay.
Because I was still in Nottingham.
बहुत ही ज़्यादा cute story चल रही है.
अर्पिता वही थी. मेरा डिजिटल रोका हो गया था, ठीक है. And then
इन्हीं के साथ हुआ था ना.
हाँ obviously. Yes, and then on the 28th of May, it was my father's 60th birthday. तो publicly announce हो गया था कि बहुत अच्छे से ईरा में बहुत अच्छे से एक ऐसे कोलाज था जिसको अनवेल करके बोला था कि दिस इज गोइंग टू बी फ्यूचर मिसेस सोनार. एंड बहुत मज़े की बात ये बताता हूँ प्रखर, माई मॉम, आई एम द ओनली सन, माई मॉम एंड माई डैड met their daughter-in-law for the first time personally, visually, physically, 3 days before my engagement.
Yeah. So I especially flew down from Nottingham for 1 week for my engagement. क्योंकि मेरा अभी कोर्स खत्म होना बचा था.
Okay.
But yeah, engagement was apparently that time was very important. तो I had come back. और जब मैं आई थी तभी माँ पापा they met me for the first
पहली
time.
बार.
Yes, at the
So
airport.
literally, like, you know, 26 July को I think
He's really good with dates.
yeah.
He's really good with
Yeah.
dates.
26 July को she dropped down and 29 July को हमारी engagement थी. I think second or third of the school year. नहीं, मेरे birthday के बाद she left.
हाँ,
So
birthday के बाद,
birthday के बाद she left. So you know, yeah. So पट हुआ हम लोग का, मतलब I think engagement हुआ अगले साल 13 मार्च को
Yes, March.
शादी हो गई.
2019, yes.
23rd, उसके अगले 23rd मार्च को सत्यार्थ हो गया.
Okay.
ठीक है, उसके 2 साल बाद
अंबर
हो
हो
गई. And
बहुत सारी चीज़ें फिर तो ऐसे भाग गई.
like you know what, मतलब मेरा trajectory of achievements in terms of when I graduated and what happened was
That
very
trajectory
fast.
was
Touch wood.
quite nice.
मेरे को कभी कोई regret नहीं हुआ. Like I think I can only thank God for everything that He has aligned me to. But मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगता है ये सब ना वो
फोटो के कारण है.
फोटो और एक आग
ये वो शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग मेरे को बार-बार क्लिक कर रहा है.
हाँ, वो.
किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी
true.
कायनात तुम्हें उससे मिला
And that entire kainat was me and my friends and my parents doing. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear her side of the story.
कैसे मेरे friends ने phone किया? Of course, because I told them no the entire story.
Okay, so you had a thing for him.
Of course, yes. कि यार ये बंदा सही लग रहा है मुझे. He is the only
शू के
person
चक्कर में
जो मुझे मेरे सामने आके अपना बात बोल सकता है यार.
ठीक है.
कुछ तो है इसमें, ठीक है. But the only thing that was holding me back was that he was not a Punjabi.
Okay.
I had a very this thing for
Dream
Punjabis
fantasy in
कि
your life.
you know fantasies नहीं कि मैं I am a Punjabi ना, तो मैंने कहा कि of course I will marry a Punjabi only no. So वो कभी मैंने सोचा ही नहीं कि ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है. But मैंने कहा यार इंसान तो यही सही लग रहा है मुझे. And so I used to discuss with my friends and how girls do. यार कैसे वैलिडेट करो ये सही है कि नहीं है, if I should go for it or not and all those things. And for this thing, apart from my friends, my parents play a very big role.
Okay.
मुझे कोई अगर yes चाहिए तो I have that understanding and that openness with them कि मैं सारा कुछ discuss कर सकती हूँ. So my father only told me कि okay, I said please whatever understanding you want to do as a girl's parents वो सारा कुछ आप करो. Then I will move on. Then I will validate my own feelings.
Correct.
So they said all right. तो मैंने बोला देखो क्या what is your problem, इतना क्यों डिस्कशन हो रहा है ना, if you like somebody so मतलब हमको clearly बोलो.
Yeah.
So I said no because he is not a Punjabi.
Okay.
So he said, though they started laughing कि is that really an excuse कि he is not a Punjabi, तो what? तो my दादी used to tell me नहीं हिरे जड़ रखे हैं किसी को एक कास्ट में, ये क्या हो गया तो it is all right if you like somebody. So of course religion was a matter to them, but Hindu, Bengali, no problem. So they said, please open your senses and we have not raised you like this, and of course yeah, if you like
This
somebody
is
then
for the first time
हाँ,
कि
तो-
opposite हो रहा है.
Yeah.
So
Parents बच्चों को
they of
समझा रहे
course
कि it's okay to get into love marriage.
they of
intercaste.
course asked ki what is his education and what he is like and what things you like about him.
Correct.
So after that entire R&D from their side, they said okay, we will understand from parents' perspective, and then we'll discuss this later. So then my mama, she contacted mama, यहाँ वाले मम्मा, जो 3rd December वाला था ना, for कुंडली.
Okay.
So पेरेंट्स का तो वहाँ पे वो बात ऑलरेडी शुरू हो गई थी. So that was a very new
Through
thing
aunty
for
was it?
मम्मा. हाँ, through aunty only.
एक
So
कोई
एक
medium-
mediator
था.
थी.
Yes. तो वैसे कुंडली करवाली थी. So my of course both the mothers they are very much into कुंडली. और उस टाइम पे मुझे सिर्फ अपनी मम्मी का पता था कि my mother she is very of course है होता है Indian parents का. हाँ. So that happened. My friends they played a very important role in jamifying the entire situation कि क्या हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है. And yeah, when I got a message from him on my birthday, I was of course very much excited. Wow, Satyadeep ने क्या लिखा है? Let's see that. And so yeah, that was the time when that he's saying कि after December things started happening. Because उस time तक I was very clear कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है, and I had a very clear picture with my parents and my sister कि can I take a step forward for this. And after getting there, yes, मोटा मोटी yes कि okay you can try it out. Then I started talking to him openly कि okay
So ये basically मुझे ऐसा जो दिख रहा है that is one side arranged marriage से वो love marriage में convert हुआ वो फिर arranged marriage हो गया.
मतलब yeah,
it is a mix of both things. Because I was very sensible कि यार ऐसा वो सब नहीं चाहिए मुझे यार, इतना energy you will put because of course yeah, you put so much of energy, time efforts to everything, and we are sitting in 2 different countries, 2 different time zones.
City भी नहीं है,
हाँ,
country
time
time
zones
zone.
अलग
time
है.
zones, yeah, so many
And
things.
मेरी
Yes.
शाम यहाँ की सुबह and it is a very different thing. So but everything happened very organically, very smoothly I would say, and वो yeah, it was bound to happen.
The best thing about, what I found fascinating in Arpita's part of the story is that, Arpita never, she made sure that her parents were in the loop. Like she made sure that no hiccups happened, एक तरीके से देखा
उनको
जाए
chance
तो
नहीं
क्योंकि
देना था.
of course यार तुम इतने बड़े
Time pass
होते
नहीं
हो,
करना था
हाँ,
तुम्हें पता है कि क्या हिकअप्स आ सकते हैं, तो might as well
Okay.
understand from that perspective.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Okay. And what's your like the most memorable moment of your like 10 days of dating?
When I got to say for the first time they meet my boyfriend Satyadeep Sonar.
Okay.
मैंने कभी ऐसे किसी को इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं किया था
Okay.
कि वो meet my boyfriend.
Yeah,
So
I
saying that
remember.
line was very-
Elevator, yes.
Okay.
And seeing my friends' reaction in मतलब जो दूसरे थोड़े distant friends थे, them getting a very shocking understanding कि अरे अर्पिता ये कहाँ था UK में, तो we have never seen you with a guy. ऐसे no way भी आया इंडिया से.
Right. So that I think the entire those 10 days were very memorable. I think we did a lot of things. We went to the Hogwarts.
हाँ, that I planned for him. Yes.
So Arpita was
He's a Potterhead.
darling.
I am not.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
she was a darling, and she got these amazing tour for Hogwarts Castle.
Edinburgh.
And we went out. It was nice. I mean, I think I saw UK in a very different light when I was with her. मैं था वहाँ 2 साल, लेकिन मैंने कभी वो
Someone
aspect
fallen
नहीं
in
देखा
love,
था.
huh?
Yeah, maybe,
प्यार के
yes.
बाद लोग जैसे
So,
अंदर
I
जाते हैं.
completed my exams. वो बीच में there was a
Right.
phase when I had my exams, and we planned. I had 2-3 slots जहाँ पे मेरा timetable में कब set हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा. So we planned everything, and I planned the entire itinerary. कहाँ जाएंगे, 10 days, where to stay, and all those things. So yeah, I had a very fun time with him.
Yes.
Okay. So were there any cultural challenges between you guys where you get
Not
married?
during see cultural challenge I think मेरे लिए ज़्यादा था.
ठीक है.
होएगा because
Obviously,
of course,
obviously,
yeah.
yes.
And मुझे कभी भी नहीं लगा. But जब शादी होके first day when I stepped into the new house and so for me dining table conversations around dining tables are very important and वो मुझे लगता है वो soul है घर का. मैंने हमेशा पंजाबी और हिंदी सुनी थी घर में. ठीक है.
उस दिन बंगाली
Of course, because everybody from his family they were talking to me in Hindi only.
Yeah.
Hindi या English वैसे ही चल रहा था. And जब हम टेबल पे बैठे, and my father always used to give me food. पापड़ प्लेट लगा के देते थे. मैंने नहीं कभी लगाई.
Okay.
तो and मम्मी रोटी लेके आ रही है. That was the thing, no? And suddenly यहाँ पे ना everybody, of course, naturally they were talking in Bengali. और मेरी प्लेट में कोई नहीं खाना डाल रहा. मैं कहा यार ये तो of course दिन मम्मी आई फिर मम्मी करेंगी. तो that moment I realized कि शादी हो गई बस. This is what शादी is, you know. That was the main moment when I realized कि this is what cultural difference is.
Okay.
Because I was always brought up in a way कि for us cultural difference was just education and how a family
Respond to each other.
responds to the society.
Society, yeah.
It was never about language, how they pray, how they eat, and all those things. That was a cultural difference that I was taught,
Okay.
and that was similar in our households. But of course, language difference नहीं इतना मैंने कभी experience किया था. So I think that moment was my
Icebreaker.
realization कि अच्छा.
It was the real
it
icebreaker.
is going to be a bit different. And eventually then I think I blended down quite openly and not just me but my in-laws also, they are the darlings that I couldn't have ever imagined.
Wow.
And they also blend very smoothly with my understanding and it is a good answer.
It takes time. Obviously, the
Yeah.
first for us also having a new member, we were also for 30 years we were just three of us. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
having a new
आप लोग
member with
जब ये
different
बोल रहे थे ना,
dynamics. Yes.
so मुझे ना बार विकी डोनर मूवी थी ना, so उसमें भी guy is Punjabi
The guy is
and the girl is
Punjabi, yes,
but
yes.
उसमें difference होता है.
Yeah.
उसमें
Difference.
guy is Punjabi and girl is Bengali. So उसमें जो कलेश चीजें देख रहे थे, मैं बार वो इमेजिन कर रहा, अच्छा ऐसा भी हुआ होगा, ये भी हुआ होगा. So were there some time कि कोई ऐसा ritual आपने कुछ गलत किया होगा and you'd be like,
No.
It was-
nothing. Yes. It was always like this कि ठीक है, of course मम्मी पहले से she's always there, no,
Okay.
to guide me and tell me कि
Okay.
ऐसा करेंगे and I just have to follow her instructions.
Okay. So it's like personal में तो cultural change था, but what about professional? एक interior designer, एक architecture, तो कभी ऐसे वो भड़स हुई है कि यार नहीं मैं सही हुई है.
नहीं होता है. That is, you know, designers का egos are always high.
Okay.
Because design is one of the only subjects in the world जिसमें कुछ सही नहीं है.
अच्छा.
It is all contextual. मतलब
Yeah.
there is standards obviously, but there's no right design. And that is something that happens चाहे वो घर हो चाहे वो ऑफिस हो, ये सब चीज़ें तो होती रहती है. क्योंकि यार अगर मेरे को लाल पसंद है तो गलत नहीं है और आपको ब्लैक पसंद है तो भी गलत नहीं है. So you know, this is something that we often discuss and we have tried our best to, you know, एक ही तरीका मेरे को सबसे सही लगता है कि भाई अगर आपका एक कोई पर्टिकुलर जोन है तो उसमें मैं इंटरफेयर ना करूँ और जो मेरा जोन है उसमें आप इंटरफेयर ना करो. ऐसे ही हम दोनों ऐसे ही करते हैं. बट देर आर प्लेसेस, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस हाउस, अभी घर हमारा दोनों का था, पेरेंट्स का था, अर्पिता के पेरेंट्स का था, लेकिन you know मेरा भी कुछ part
Obviously.
Of course, yes.
So you know, there were a lot of these things that we, you know, I think over time I think we'll learn more. And abhi tak we've tried our best to, you know, balance it out in a way that कि कोई भी overpower ना करे.
I think she has a different side of the story.
हाँ,
for
मैं
the
वही
same
बोल
reason. Because उनका ना वो था.
I know.
मैं बता रही हूँ.
I know. इससे पहले बैलेंस आउट कर दे, you know, like मुझे पता है कि इसके पहले कि वहाँ से एक्सट्रीम है, मैं न्यूट्रलाइज करके चलता हूँ.
Okay.
No. I think I was just trying to recall. I don't think we ever had any ऐसा opposite thought processes because of which we had a cold war or whatever.
Okay.
But it was just a good discussion that we might have had. Ki, okay, if you like this thing, then why? Because I was just starting, and given the background that I was coming from professionally, as we said before, utna scope nahi tha ki kuch garbad hoye. And more of that,
कुछ तो याद
I
आ
had
रहा है,
a
आप बोल दो.
different no. I'm just we had it's just that we had a very open-ended, probably hot discussions that we might have had at some given point of time, only depending on different perspectives that we had. And us time pe, see, everything happened for us. Everything happened very fast. And
कुछ ज़्यादा ही fast.
हाँ, and उस time पे whatever happened, that was on a personal level. Professionally, I knew that he has got good perspectives
Exposure.
towards his design style and his design language, because he spoke very well when it came about our work. And one of the reasons that we bonded very good was for work. हमारे काम के कारण जब हम initially when we were meeting professionally, we always discussed about design, portfolios, and different design styles. And if randomly if we went to some cafe, हमारी organically बात ही वही होती थी कि flooring कैसा है और कैसा है, and what else would have been there. So I think it was a very nice open-ended discussion that we have had. Yeah, एक बात है कि if he has a certain point कि पता है ये ऐसा ही, but I was also, we are both fire signs, तो मुझे भी था कि नहीं ये तो ऐसा ही होएगा. And it's just that we had to justify each other कि यार ये ऐसा क्यों हम चाह रहे हैं. And for me that was important कि यार if I can convince this man, तो I will be able to convince anybody, because he always has this thing that Arpita, I will be the harshest on you professionally because I don't want anybody else apart from me to have that leverage on you.
Correct.
And अगर मेरे को if you can surpass my understanding, क्योंकि मैं जितना सोच सकता हूँ मेरे से, because I belong to that profession, मैं जितना सोच के I can cross question you, उससे ज़्यादा कोई कर नहीं पाएगा तुमको. And I have accepted that notion from him. And I think
that's a beautiful gesture in a professional life.
Yes.
If your partner is supporting you in
Yeah.
a hard way, अब world के सामने बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छे से उभर के बाहर आओगे.
Yes.
Another thing that I want to add to this, Prakhar, is that see, I have seen a design style through my mom, and I've been in that environment where my family has been practicing for a while. But I never wanted Arpita to just follow blindly.
Okay.
And for her to come up with her own sense of design, I have to critique her.
Critics are the most important
Yes, I
thing in
mean,
life.
if I do not criticize her thought process, she will just somehow collude to the same things that we are doing.
Okay.
That is what I think. मतलब मेरा ये मैं उसको हमेशा एक ही चीज़ करता हूँ कि always give her the easy way out, कि ये मैंने already किया हुआ ये कर ले. And then I see her temperament कि कितना resist करके she goes for her direction. And I must say that once we saw what me and mom basically, we saw what her vision could actually unfold to. It is quite impressive, and I am very glad. I'm very glad that she does not confide to our thought process. So it brings a new perspective. It brings a new dimension to our entire working.
Correct. Instead of getting inside the circle, she expanded that circle.
Yes, absolutely.
So, how rightly put, yeah. It was so sweet, Prakhar.
That was very well put. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So how about like when you had your first kid? So like was it a change around of your life? Like पूरा ऐसे दुनिया बदल गई feel आई?
100%. I think. क्या होता?
पता नहीं यार, मुझे लगता था कि I was ready for motherhood यार.
अच्छा ऐसा?
Yeah.
Okay.
मतलब हाँ, वो timeline बहुत जल्दी था मेरे लिए, because none of my friends or myself we would have anticipated कि अर्पिता इतनी जल्दी शादी करेगी, and by 26, no, I think I was 25 or 26 when I had Satyat.
Okay.
And उतनी जल्दी I will have babies.
Okay.
And that was the plan throughout कि जैसे ही I get married, I want to complete my family, and then I want to move for my professional practice.
Okay.
And but timeline I never knew कि वो 30 में भी हो सकता है, वो 28 में भी हो सकता है, but it happened in 24, 25.
Yeah.
24 I got married, 25 I got married, 26 I had Satyat. So, change, I don't know, thankfully बोलूँ कि कैसे बोलूँ, but for me, COVID happened, so everything was at standstill. The entire world was at standstill.
Correct.
And so वो 1-2 साल वैसे ही बफर मिल गया मुझे कि वैसे भी प्रोफेशनली इफ आई हैड स्टार्टेड कुछ हो नहीं पाता, तो it was all right, and no major change as such apart from the sleep schedules, but I think it was
Settled.
meant to happen. Yeah.
So like first kid तो it was like पूरा plan था कि आपको family complete करनी है ना. How about the second kid?
Second kid होएगा तभी तो family complete होएगी ना.
Okay, so it was pre-planned कि भैया 4 लोग का जो
It
proper
was,
set
yeah.
बनता है.
It is
मेरे मन में नहीं
not
था.
less than 2.
अच्छा.
Two
I
or
was
more.
a single child.
Okay.
I was a single child. मुझे लगा था कि भाई after Satyat, family is complete.
Correct.
Right? But Arpita was like, no. Satyat cannot be our only child. He needs a sibling.
Okay.
So yes. And then Amber came. And then when Amber came, once I became so
Go
see.
lad.
I always say this, that being a father to a son is an amazing feeling, because you can create an image of you in him. Ek idea.
Correct.
But when you become a father to a daughter, the daughter creates a new image in you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think
So cute.
I think that is a very different thing. I mean, I had no idea. Since I've never been around girl children a lot, but having a daughter is a completely different blessing. It's surreal, to be very honest. I don't remember crying for Satyat, but I did cry for Amber, and
Like
it
a
was
good cry?
uncontrollable. Yeah, I
Beautiful.
After
wept.
she
Yeah, I
came to you.
wept. I had no idea I was crying. I was just crying for no reason.
Laughing and crying and
Laughing
smiling
and crying.
and crying,
Yes,
yes.
it was amazing.
Both him and my mother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she always dreaded for a baby
Daughter.
girl.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So cute. So cute. So how come you came up with the name Amber?
ये I think
क्योंकि
before-
पहला वाला तो it's clear कि it's a combination of you.
No,
Yeah.
no, वो ऐसा नहीं था.
अच्छा.
It apparently happened like that, but
Okay.
it was never intended to be like that.
Oh, okay.
It was just we liked the name Satyat,
Okay.
and फिर हमने कहा अच्छा S से है and S से है.
हाँ.
Okay. But it was never this thing कि ये सत्यदीप है तो वो सत्यार्थ रहे. It was never like that कि हम दोनों का combination रहे. वो तो later on we understood कि अच्छा इसमें R भी आ रहा है.
R भी आ गया.
But it was never like that. We just landed on that name because my mother-in-law she liked the name Satyat.
Okay.
And everybody in the family eventually agreed to it. कि हाँ
And
Satyat,
what
Satyat,
about
very
the
nice, very
daughter?
nice. Amber के लिए I was very sure कि if I have a
Amber
girl
was
child,
predetermined.
तो
Jessie.
अगर मेरी बेटी हुई कभी भी
हाँ.
तो she will be Amber.
Amber.
And any inspiration for that?
Inspiration नहीं, I think बहुत पहले कौन सी मूवी थी? I don't remember the प्रीति जिंटा का नाम था Amber. And उस टाइम पे I just normally I like the name Amber.
Destiny
It's
का
very
बहुत बड़ा
nice.
रोल रहा है हमारे लाइफ
Like
में.
वो दिख रहा है. Like छोटी चीजों में दिख रहा है.
तो I just like the name Amber.
Okay,
कि मैं कह Amber is a nice name.
Nice.
Because I didn't want any typical girly name for my child, and I wanted the name to be in Hindi
Okay.
for both of my children.
ठीक है.
And Amber, I convinced the entire family a lot for
Yeah.
Amber.
She
It is a
single-handedly
unisex
convinced,
name.
yes.
Yeah, it's a
और बहुत
unisex
न्यूमरोलॉजी
name.
और ये और वो
हाँ,
बहुत सारी
हाँ.
चीजें हुई थी. But then eventually अंबर को थोड़ा मॉडिफाई करके
Modify.
अंबर हो ही गया.
हाँ.
Okay. So how about कभी बच्चों में आया about the intercaste factor कि दोनों religion को अलग-अलग सीखना है, समझना है?
No, so like I told you,
Yeah.
earlier, कि the cultural aspect that is supposed to be there in context to a society,
Yeah.
we are like that.
Okay.
It is, you have to learn both the aspects of it.
Okay.
जैसे जैसे रूटीन में हो रहा है. अगर कोई ऐसी कोई पूजा है जो यहाँ पे होती है तो ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू लर्न दैट.
Okay.
अगर वहाँ पे ऐसी कोई आरती होती है यू हैव टू लर्न दैट.
So it's clear from the start.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
beautiful.
It is never and I think we are blessed with both the set of parents like that कि we are very open-minded.
Open-minded,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So who influenced more on parenting, like in both of you?
Yeah, Arpita. Arpita, obviously. See,
For a lot of aspects, but a few aspects he is
yeah,
there.
I mean, we have divided our understandings about a few things. See, we also understand what we are good at. There are certain things. There are certain things that I'm good at, and there are most of the things that he's good at. So जो छोटे मोटे parts आते हैं वो मैं ले लेता हूँ. बाकी majority चीज फिर अर्पिता takes over because I think the kind of clarity Arpita has, I want that to be that in my children as well. So
Beautiful.
I would come. मैं हमेशा अर्पिता को ये बोलता हूँ, take over the initial years. I'll take over the later years because that time थोड़ा जो street smart और leadership और ये सब चीजें में आएगा तब मैं आ जाऊँगा. पहले जो character
Base
building
foundation
है, character
बनाना
building
है.
है, जो base character building है, I think Arpita.
I missed one part. It's like, how was your experience for the first time when you changed the diaper?
change the diaper.
Yeah.
ज्यादा कुछ ऐसा था नहीं यार. See, I'll tell you वही honestly पता है बहुत exaggerate किया जाता है ये feeling को.
अच्छा.
इतना बड़ा होता नहीं.
Okay.
I know, like it's about अरे यार डायपर चेंज करना पड़ेगा, रात भर जगना पड़ेगा, तो वैसे ही हो जाते हैं हम लोग. कौन सा जिंदगी भर पार्टीज करते हुए तो जग ही गए थे, तो ठीक है. तो अलग काइंड ऑफ म्यूजिक में जग के भी कोई ऐसा बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं आया.
Okay.
But it's fine. What do you think?
Like I said, I was full ready for motherhood, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I had Satya, I was like, okay, अब मुझे I have to nail multitasking now.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was good. Prakhar. ऐसा कोई कभी कोई ऐसा बहुत मेरे फ्रेंड्स जो नए पेरेंट्स बनते हैं वो पूछते हैं कि यार अब क्या, अब तो यार लाइफ खत्म है. नहीं यार, लाइफ तो अभी शुरुआत हो रही है. And it's fun. If you take it negatively, it will be negative. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So recently you were featured on the cover of Architecture Plus Design.
Yes.
How was the feeling for that?
I think it is one major achievement in our lives and a professional portfolio. I think we were also featured in the top 50 designers of India just one batch earlier.
Okay.
And then they selected our work for the cover feature. I think it gives us immense amount of inspiration and boost to our work ethics. Ki if we coming from a place like Raipur can be featured on a platform that is all national level.
National
right?
level platform, yeah.
So it means there is enough scope for everybody to come there.
Yeah.
Right? And क्या होता है ना, see, आप understand this. I'll tell you how economics work. The cover of the magazine is a selling point.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So you have to be judged at that level कि आपका काम उससे हो कि बिके.
Yeah.
Right? And to achieve that, it is a tremendous achievement for us.
100%.
Like I think one of the biggest things that we were able to achieve as a firm together. And what they featured was how we three,
Yeah.
a
I saw that
mother,
picture.
son, and a daughter-in-law, how do we actually function together in
Yeah.
one design aesthetic? Like it's pretty amazing. I think quite. We are very proud. I do not know. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be humble, but we are very ecstatic.
Very nice. Very nice. You are supposed to be, because that's one of the biggest milestone in someone's life.
Yes.
It's nice. And
And
when
we
it
are
comes
very
as a
young.
family, उसकी
Yeah.
value और बढ़ जाती है.
I think more credit goes to mom
Okay.
because this was well deserved. But I will not take away the credit from us, because it is just with our reinforcement that she could achieve it faster.
Okay.
For us, we are very young and we have achieved it already.
Yeah.
And it's a tribute to her because she deserved it for so long.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing.
And I take that as a very big challenge or responsibility that I have taken on myself, on my own. Ki if in my initial years of my career, if I am seeing this step,
Limelight. Yes.
so what I have to achieve in next phases of my career, and that is the very big challenge कि नहीं यार, अगर शुरू इससे हुआ है तो कहाँ तक जाना है, and I have to work my soul out. I think कि भाई
Yes. We
You
both
have to
have
do
that thing in mind.
Yeah.
So, it's like, what's your next milestone plan? Like, कहाँ जाके-
milestone, I don't think ऐसा कोई अभी set है ऐसा milestone,
ठीक है.
but I think it is on a personal level that I want to become fearless while I am working,
Okay.
and I don't want myself to have any mental foundations
Okay.
while working on site or on paper or on meetings. And so next milestone is give my ideas and my entire thought process in a very determined and straightforward way, but in a soft way.
Subtle
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Okay. So my final question, like a piece of advice to those couples who actually want to, like, they want to see the future, but they are also professionally involved, कि ताकि उनकी professionally लड़ाइयाँ ना हो. So what is the piece of advice to them?
Just professionally or
Both,
on a personal
personally and
touch?
professionally, both advice.
I think sometimes you have to trust the other person.
ठीक है.
We humans have a perspective, but everybody's perspective cannot be the same. And the moment you start respecting somebody else's perspective, I think it becomes easier. I think that is one of the most important things. What do you say?
I think just talking your way out. Just talk about everything that is there in your mind. And I'm still teaching myself also that. But I think that is the only thing that can keep you sane and your relationship stronger and going. कि जो बात करो, कोई अपना दिमाग लगा
भागो
के
मत.
भागो, अपना दिमाग लगा के चलो ठीक है, this is not important, this is this might create a ruckus between us, so might as well not
Talk
talk
about
about
it.
it. बात करो. And और अगर लड़ाई हो रही है तो एक बार में खुल के लड़ाई करो and then just wrap it up. होगी ना लड़ाई. These things are bound to happen, and it is not always going to be roses and flowers and colors and rainbows.
Roses के साथ कांटे आते हैं.
कांटे तो of course आएंगे यार. ठीक है.
Okay.
मतलब yeah.
And a piece of advice to those architects they actually want to go to UK or they want to go abroad and study.
Well, the architects that really want to go abroad and study, I think you should definitely do that, because it gives a very different perspective in terms of what architecture means. Everything that you study here is very syllabus based and academics based. In the UK, you don't have a curriculum.
Yeah.
अच्छा.
You just have book recommendations, and those people are so well read that you can bring whatever book you want and ask questions to them, and they might have answers to it. So this is something that I think is very important, because your understanding about anything spatially, aesthetically, and any other such thing, it all changes quite a bit.
Okay.
And I think I also have one more advice for these people who are working together professionally. I think often, people sacrifice their ideas to keep the other one sane.
Okay.
But I think discussions are healthy. And even if you're fighting, you have to understand at the end of the day, you're a team. Till the time you remember you're a team, you're not against each other, you will somehow figure a way out. Normally क्या होता है, मैं सही था या मैं सही थी के चक्कर में बहुत गड़बड़ हो जाता है.
मैं नहीं होता, हम होता है.
मैं नहीं होता, हम होता है. Eventually it is हम.
Okay.
And as long as they say हम, they'll be fine.
Okay, very nice, beautiful. Okay, so I have a rapid fire planned out. Generally अभी तक हमारे rapid fire में क्या होता था, I used to ask the question and you have to answer.
Right.
But अब rapid fire में क्या होगा, मैं आपसे question पूछूंगा उनके बारे में,
ठीक है.
और मैं आपसे पूछूंगा इनके बारे में.
All right.
Okay, ready? So it's gonna be 60 seconds, 10 question. मैं question पूछूंगा and you just have to answer फट से.
So you're asking him first?
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Ready? So what's Arpita's go-to comfort food? Time up.
Pasta. Pasta.
सही सा?
Rajma chawal.
राजमा चावल. पंजाबी, yes. राजमा चावल. मैं तो
But yeah, pasta and vegetables, yeah.
Pasta
that is
भी
also
होता है.
second comfort food.
Okay.
Yes.
अगर आप दोनों प्रोफेशन स्वैप करते हो तो ज्यादा अच्छा काम कौन करेगा? She being the architecture and you being the interior designer.
That is going to go wrong in terms of architecture.
I'll be better.
Okay. What's her secret superpower? जिसको लोग नहीं जानते.
She is very calm.
Okay. One habit that makes you smile. उनकी एक habit जो आपको उनको आपको smile ले आती है आपके चेहरे पे.
I think she takes care of everybody in the family. That makes me happy. Yeah.
Okay. What's her weirdest habit?
Weirdest habit? Not really, but I think she questions herself a lot. That is the weirdest thing that I know about her.
Okay. Okay. ऐसा आप क्या बोलते हो जिससे वो जब गुस्सा रहती है तुरंत शांत हो जाती है?
कुछ खाओगे?
ओके ओके. अगर कोई मूवी कैरेक्टर से डिफाइन करना चाहे वो कौन सी मूवी कैरेक्टर होंगी?
Maybe Geet of
जब भी मेट. Ouch.
very bubbly, very fun.
कौन सा वाला पार्ट ऑफ गीत? फर्स्ट पार्ट, सेकंड पार्ट?
Both.
सेकंड पार्ट मेरे को याद ही नहीं गीत का, लेकिन
Okay. And one word for Arpita.
Amazing.
Nice. Thank you. Now coming to you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you
Yes.
sure?
Yes.
Okay. What's his weirdest habit? जो आपने खाली देखी.
तो मैंने सिर्फ देखी
हाँ, मतलब आपको पता हो.
he zones out himself from everybody. If something is bothering him.
Okay. What's the first thing you notice about him?
I noticed about him.
Yeah.
I think his physical appearance and the way he walked and he spoke to me with a nice charismatic smile.
Okay. Okay. So it's like इनकी कोई सी ऐसी छोटी चीज जो आपको स्माइल, मतलब आपके चेहरे पे स्माइल ले आती हो.
Then randomly he will come and he will say, "Hi Pippi."
Pippi.
Yeah, so that's my nickname that he has given to me.
Okay. Okay. What his weirdest habit? ना. So it's like in terms of like generally होते हैं ना लोग रूम में टॉवल छोड़ देते हैं.
Oh, वैसा.
वैसा.
Clothes on the floor, and I can't stand it.
Okay. Best song to describe your relationship?
Eternal love.
Okay. Okay. One word जो आप इनको बोलते हैं जैसे ये गुस्सा होते हैं तो आप फट से बोलो तो ये खुश हो जाते हैं.
सत्या यार, sorry यार. चलो ना यार.
Cute. Okay. So describe his sense of humor in one word.
Sense of humor. Quite vast.
Okay.
कोई भी टॉपिक पे ह्यूमर हो सकता है.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Here's the rapid fire done. And lastly, we are left with most likely to. So इसमें basically क्या रहेगा? I'm going to be asking the question. आप दोनों में ज़्यादा कौन उस चीज़ के लिए likely है? आपको just point out करना है.
Right.
So let's say if you're going to be कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा आपको लगता है आप ज़्यादा हो तो you just have to point yourself. And दोनों को करना है ना.
Okay.
So अगर आपको लगा तो ऐसा जैसा okay, you just have to point finger at each other. वैसा. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? Okay. So who said I love you first? Okay. So who bring work stress home?
Both.
Who's most likely to accidentally spill a secret? Who wins a board game?
Board game.
हाँ.
Of course.
He very competitive that way.
Okay. Who is more into fasting and rituals? Who can make kids stop crying? Okay. Who's into bigger spending?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Who's more organized? Who can cry during a movie?
Anytime.
Who's a better dancer? Okay. Who can also lost even with the GPS? Lastly, who's more creative into arguments? Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. It was really amazing. It's like बहुत मजा आया एक कपल की लव कहानी सुन के. And वो लव जो चालू का कोई स्कोप ही नहीं था, बट ऑल ऑफ अ सडन वो इतनी फास्ट चालू हुई कि वैसे होते
The bullet train just say yes.
Yes, everything.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Nice, beautiful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
Thank
Prakhar.
you for
Thank you
having
for
us, Prakhar.
having us. And it was quite fun. Like, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, so अगर आपको ये पॉडकास्ट पसंद आया और आप चाहते हो कि आप इस टाइप के कपल पॉडकास्ट में और आना चाहते हो, stay tuned with us. Thank you.